You thought the first 4 signs were intense. What comes next might just shake your soul. Because when life is aligning justice for you, it doesn't whisper, it roars. In this second part, I'm revealing the final 3 signs, and each one is more unexpected, more emotional, and more eye-opening than the last. If you've ever questioned your worth after a broken relationship, if you've ever needed a reason to keep going, then this is your moment. Keanu Reeves once said, "Pain changes people, but it can also make them stronger." So take a breath. This motivation might be exactly what your heart's been waiting for. The inevitable happens. They have to witness your rise. This is the 5th sign I want to talk about. There is no lesson more powerful than seeing the person they once hurt shine brilliantly. At first, they believed they had won, that they had found something better, that you would never recover from what they did to you. They thought you would remain trapped in your pain, incapable of moving forward without them. They expected you to crumble, to break, to be unable to escape the weight of betrayal or loss. They believed their departure would leave you weak, that you would never find the strength to move on. But there is one thing they failed to understand. When God places His hand on your life, no betrayal, no rejection, no pain can stop what He is preparing for you. At first, they don't notice. They are too caught up in their own lives, too immersed in their own choices. But little by little, they begin to hear about you. They see your name appear in places they never expected, your success, your happiness reaching them through channels beyond their control. It might be through a mutual friend, social media, or simply the way life has of ensuring that those who walked away still end up watching your journey. And that is the moment everything changes. They start to realize that the person they once thought would struggle forever is not only doing well but thriving. You are full of energy, confidence, stepping into opportunities they never believed you could reach. The person they underestimated, the one they hurt, has now become someone beyond their grasp. And that realization begins to haunt them. At first, they will deny it, pretending not to care, acting as if it doesn't matter. But deep down, something within them has shifted forever. They begin to compare, to wonder if they made a mistake. A heavy feeling settles in their mind as they realize that while they hoped you would fall, God was lifting you higher. That is how He works, preparing a table for you in the presence of those who wished for your downfall. He elevates you to new heights, forcing those who once hurt you to witness your rise. The pain they caused didn't break you. It became the fuel that propelled you forward. And the hardest truth for them to accept is this: they can no longer go where you are going. They see you winning, but now they can only watch from the sidelines. They witness you stepping into opportunities and blessings they once had access to, but no longer do. They see you changing, growing, becoming stronger. You are no longer affected by what they did, and that alone shakes them to their core. Because the greatest punishment for someone who has lost something precious is having to watch from a distance as the person they once dismissed becomes everything they once doubted. They live with the weight of it, because nothing binds a person more than a guilty conscience. They may run far, bury themselves in distractions, in new relationships, in endless busyness, but no matter where they go, that feeling follows them like a shadow. It does not disappear. It simply waits for the quiet moments to resurface, creeping into their thoughts, their dreams, their stillest hours. At first, they deceive themselves into believing everything is fine. They come up with excuses, justifications, convincing themselves that what they did was right, that they had no other choice. They surround themselves with noise, people who agree with them, distractions that numb them, work that keeps them occupied. And for a time, it seems to work. But the mind never truly forgets what the heart still regrets. When night falls, when everything quiets, when there is no one left to fill the emptiness, that is when the thoughts begin to speak. They start to remember. Every word they said, every last look you gave them, filled with pain, filled with disappointment. No matter how much they try to forget, the memories return, clearer with each passing day. Songs, places, fleeting conversations, all become fragments of a past they cannot escape. At first, they believe it's just nostalgia, a passing thought not worth dwelling on. But then it happens more often. The guilt invades their every moment, stealing their peace. They become restless, irritable, unable to enjoy life as they once did. Because a guilty conscience, once awakened, will never be silent again. Sign number 6, when their conscience no longer lets them rest. It was in those quiet moments they started to feel it. Something was no longer whole. The laughter didn't carry the same joy it used to. The excitement didn't run as deep, and the peace they once felt now seemed like a puzzle with a missing piece. Something had faded, and deep down, they knew exactly what it was. It was the truth, the very truth they had been trying so hard to ignore. Because guilt, once tangled with the conscience, doesn't need punishment. It punishes itself. They might never admit it to anyone. They might keep playing the role, showing the world a smile, pretending everything is just fine. But when the noise fades and they're left alone with themselves, they know. They know they hurt someone who never deserved to be hurt. They understand now that they took a pure, sincere love for granted, that they overlooked a heart that should have been treasured. And with every passing day, the weight of that truth only grew heavier. They start to wonder, should they reach out? Should they apologize? They wrestle with the choice to face what they've done or keep running from it. But pride is stubborn. To admit they were wrong would mean tearing down every wall they built to protect themselves from the truth. So they stay silent, hoping that maybe, just maybe, if they ignore the guilt long enough, it will go away. But it never does. Because when you hurt someone who truly cared for you, when you mistreat someone who only wanted to love you, when you betray the trust of a person who would have gone to the ends of the earth for you, your conscience never lets you rest. And that is a burden they will carry for the rest of their lives. Then one day God steps in. He doesn't just pull you out of the pain they caused, He rebuilds you through it. He turns your tears into strength, your heartbreak into purpose. He proves that no betrayal, no rejection, no loss can ever block what He has destined for you. At first, they don't even notice. They still think you're stuck where they left you, struggling, broken, lost in questions. They think you still need them, that you miss them, that you regret how it all ended. They believe their absence will break you, that the wounds they left will define you forever. But they forget something powerful. They forget who you belong to. Because when God has a plan for your life, nothing, no pain, no betrayal, no human failure can stop it. In fact, sometimes He uses the very people who hurt you to move you closer to where you were always meant to be. He turns their rejection into redirection. He takes their betrayal and uses it as fuel to launch you towards something far greater. And while they wait to see you fall, they are forced to witness your rise. They expect collapse, but what they see is resurrection. A rising not born from bitterness, but from belief. Belief that you deserve more, that real love doesn't vanish, it just waits to be found in a place that's worthy. And yes, you might have been hurt. You might have been overlooked, underestimated, even left behind. But that doesn't mean you were forgotten. It means you were being prepared for something bigger, something better, something divine. And you know what the most powerful part is? While they thought they took the most precious part of you, they never realized they lost something they will never, ever get back. As for you, you didn't lose anything. You're only just getting started. Sign number 7. When they realized too late, God elevated you beyond their reach. At first, all they hear are whispers, someone casually mentioning your name in a conversation, a photo scrolling past their feed, a status update here, and they're hinting that you're thriving, living better than ever. And it stops them in their tracks. Because in their minds, you weren't supposed to rise. You weren't supposed to find strength after the pain they left behind. You weren't supposed to move forward without them. But then, as the days pass, the signs become undeniable. They begin to see you show up with an unfamiliar radiance, a confidence they've never seen in you before. They see you walk into rooms they never imagined you'd enter. They watch as you take hold of opportunities that once seemed out of reach. And the most shocking part? You're not just succeeding, you're shining. You're not just standing, you're soaring. You're living a life where your light can no longer be dimmed. You carry a deep peace, a quiet power that demands attention. And in that moment, they come to a bitter realization. The person they once had a chance to love, protect, and cherish is now completely beyond their reach. The one they dismissed, the one they wounded, the one they left behind, has now become someone so radiant, so untouchable, they can no longer approach. This isn't just success. This is elevation. This is the moment when God places you somewhere no one can drag you back from. No one can undo what He has ordained for you. They might want to return. They might wish they had treated you better. They might even feel regret. But that door, it's closed. And now, all they can do is stand from afar and watch you glow. Because when God lifts you up, there is no going back. He doesn't return you to what He rescued you from. There are no second chances for those who were blind to your true worth when they had the time to see it. This is how He delivers justice, not with vengeance, not with bitterness, but by letting them witness the blessings meant for you, blessings never intended for them. And in that very moment, you realize you don't need to do anything to hurt them. You don't need to fight back. You don't need to prove anything, because He saw it all. He knew it all, and He was already making a way for you. A way where every step you take becomes a testament to the strength they couldn't break. So, my brothers and sisters, don't waste another moment seeking revenge. Don't shed another tear for those who caused you pain. Don't look back hoping for closure or craving an apology, because God is working in the quiet. He is shaping you through the storm. He is transforming you into the unshakable version of yourself. Your job now is to keep walking in faith. Keep moving forward. Keep becoming the person He always knew you were meant to be. Because while they were busy trying to break you, God was quietly making you unbreakable. You are the living proof of resilience. You are the beauty that blooms after the fire. You are the miracle that rises from the ashes of rejection. And one day you'll look back, not with anger, not with sorrow, but with deep, heartfelt gratitude. Because it was the cracks that let the light in. It was their rejection that guided you to where you truly belong. And when you stand at the top, with peace in your heart and strength in your soul, you'll understand. The greatest victory isn't making them regret it. It's knowing you survived it all. And still kept your compassion, still kept your light. That is the true triumph. Now you've seen all 7 signs. And maybe now you finally understand. You were never forgotten. That relationship didn't break you, it built you. The pain didn't destroy you, it redirected you. Keanu Reeves reminds us that sometimes the most broken people are the ones who carry the deepest wisdom. So take this as your motivation to stop chasing closure and start walking on purpose. Because when life removes someone, it's not rejection, it's redirection. If this message gave you clarity, hit like, share it with someone still hurting, and don't forget to subscribe. Your healing has already begun, and the best is still ahead.